Hello and welcome to episode 2 of this Let's Play series. We are playing Factorio. In the first episode we have established our very meager base over here. We have iron ore being smelted and secondary chest. We have steam engine running to generate powers. We have a red sign pack being made semi-automatically. We still have to feed this chest with copper and iron, but then they'll make red sign packs for us. Need to change the autosave frequency. Is it an auto? Locale, message delay, tooltip delay, autosave interval. Let's go to 10 minutes. Because autosave was quite often. Okay, so the next step I think is to double this up for iron, and then build one for copper, so we have things automatically happen. So for that we will also have another belt here for shared and the thing is, I haven't played in so long, just like I mentioned in the first episodes. I don't know the size, if the sizes of the furnaces change, because right now we use these stone furnaces and the 2x2 structure. The next step up, I believe, is a steel furnace, and I think they're the same size. And then you have electric furnace, which used to be a 3x3 structure. I don't know if that is still true or not. If that's the case, then we need to move these things down quite a bit for the ore to work. So let's just plan for that eventuality a little bit and leave some space down here for, let's just leave a bunch of space. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we finished researching electronic. Now we're going to do automation 2. Let's research that, because that gives us the blue machine that we need for let's just start the thing down here. Yeah, let's do that. And we need some more belt. Let's just make some more belt. We can make tons of belts. Well, manually anyway. Let's grab some more plates. Oh, we have lots of plates now. Do we have any plates here? We have a bunch of plates there. We still have copper ore. Just stick them in there. Now we're out of copper ore. Let's clear that. Let's clear the coal slot as well, because, and let's build ourselves a couple of these burners. And now line it up in the next slot, just because. What was that? That was weird. So this is our output belt. That is our next set of burner. This is another input belt. And for now I might just loop this around as a, instead of dividing it up and things, I'll just loop it around and run it like that. So this would be our input belt for copper. Probably need a lot less copper now than, not now, but a lot less copper than we do iron right now. Let's do that, and then same thing here. Stick that chest right there for copper smelting. That there, that there, that there, that there. And we'll do the same thing here. We'll split this with bell going that way, bell going this way. And then we'll just split the coil right down here. We need one of these splitter, a couple of these. And then I think the next step really is to go and put that there. And and have ourselves a automate production of a whole bunch of these things like belt and inserters and all that good stuff. That's one thing I do hate about running and placing belt. When you bump into something, it messes things up a little. So let's dig this one up. And did we build any electric mining drill? We did not. Let's build some of those then. And let's just dig this one up as well. Might as well dig all these up. Here, and as you can see, there's a highlighted area around it. That's the effective mining radius. And we wanted to cover just the copper here. We do not want it to touch the coal, because that would be bad. You would end up having mixed things being sent to the belt, and that is not good. Not good at all. Okay, let's put the light over here since it's so dark. Need to be closer. Light over here. Especially for the video, it'll be a little bit better for it to be brighter, because otherwise you can't see anything. Place some more of these down. Actually, just put all these down like that. And then let's see how we can run the electric. This is as far as it gets. Okay, that'll work. And then we need another one up here. We need more inserter. No surprise there. In order to build that, we need to build electronic circuits, all these things. So let's start working on that. Let's build a couple of these, so we can start building a circuit and all that stuff. That one there, there, that one there. So for now, let's just have 3 of those running. There's no reason to pile all these things in there. Let's pile all these guys in there. some of these up as well. Even though we don't have anything yet here, that's fine. We have any more ores? We have loads and loads of ores. There we go. So now we have copper being produced. Loads of plates. It's good. Tons of plates. Now, let's build something to make belt real quick. So we have one of those. Let's just make belt right here. What do we need for belt? For belt, we need gear and plate. Plate's right here. And then we need gear. Gear is right here as well. And I'll probably build a lot of these little cluster like this just to build, just so that I can do things quickly, and then I can just move them as I need to. And here we just stick that there, set that right there, and let's move this up here then. That. Oh, that does not have power. Imagine that. There you go. For now, and let's limit this to maybe just 2 stack. That way we don't have to craft these things manually. It'll always be there when we need it. The other thing we need is inserter, but to make inserter we need circuits and all those things. A little bit more complicated. So let's plan that out properly. So what I will do probably is to go ahead and dig through this forest and run the belt over here, where we'll actually make our real factory. So run some belt. Well, let's just line it up with the copper. That way we don't have to do too much. Later on we can start. Oh wait, one thing, have we researched military? We have, right? Yes, we have. Let's go ahead and build ourselves a submachine gun. Build ourselves a shotgun too, I guess. Might as well do that. Build some shells. Because I definitely don't like running around chopping wood if I don't have to. In the dark, no less. Now, later on, when we have robots and things, it'll be very easy to clear our forest. Just tell the robot to go and clear cut it. Or when you have grenades, you can just throw a grenade down and it'll take care of a nice big area. But for now, one alternative is to have a shotgun. And the shotgun would actually clear this area out pretty quick. It has a cone of damage, and the cone of damage will take care of a bunch of trees. But at this, oh, I just broke my tool, which makes things very difficult too. Let's go ahead and cancel this for now. I'll cancel some of it. There you go. We built a new tool. Make chopping trees a little bit faster when you actually have an axe instead of trying to do it by hand. Okay. Let's go and reap our labor over here. 150 50 belts. That's much better than building it ourselves. Go straight down here. So this layout here is called the bus, because or the main bus, because we will have a whole bunch of things running on this bus of things here. Is waste a bunch of material, but it makes manufacturing a little bit easier. So I think the idea is that I want to have at least 2 lines of coppers. And then I will have, I think, a 4 space in the middle so I can build things, and then I'll have 2 lines of iron. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's sufficient. Let's build another splitter over here just for that. And then we go and clear cut this and hook the iron to that line as well. And then we'll build our circuit factory right off the bus, and then we'll run the circuit along to us, I think, because lots of things uses circuit, and so this is the preliminary built for the smelting area there. Because in the future we'll expand this a little bit. We'll probably run it down here, but for now let's just make it a little bit small to begin with. Okay, let's cut some of these trees down. And so right now we actually starve this production here until we can actually get things a little bit backed up over here. So I think I don't actually know what I want to run here, but I think we'll run 4 lines on each to start out with, and one of the line would be circuit. So let's go ahead and build our circuit production over here. And before circuit production, actually we didn't probably look. So to make a circuit, take 0.5 time, take 1 iron plate and 3 copper cable. This take 0.5 time, produce 2 copper cable from 1 copper plate. So the ratio here is one of the machine can produce 2 of these, and one of the machine consume 3. So the ratio is going to be nice and easy. 3 copper producing thing to 2 copper consuming thing. So we'll do exactly that. But before we do that, let's go ahead and run our power line. I think right here. Okay, something like that. That kind of dictate how, well, not dictate really, it makes it a little bit nicer. See how things will lay out. So if these are the Oh, I used up all my belts. Now I can probably just go pick up a bunch of belts. Running, 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 running. And then we'll probably move this as well down to the other side. Actually, I'll do exactly that. Take this off. We'll also bring all this stuff, relocate to the other side. Actually, relocate this too. Let's run our power. Down here we need more power pole. And light so that we can see. Look at that. Just like that. So for now, let's forget about that dark corridor. Let's assume that everything is hunky-dory. Let's just light up this bus over here. Look, some more lights. Okay. So we run all these things. That is the upper things. The idea is that these will be split out. So we have things coming up like this. And if we leave we don't want to pick things right off the bus. We want to manage it a little bit better, so we can have the machine right around this area. Okay. So if we do that, that's the copper line coming up. Oh, I was going to say we can move it closer to the bus, but there's really no reason to. Because more room, the better. Let's also build some more inserter while we're at it, because we'll need some. So these here will feed the coil. So these are coil. Just copy those in there. These make circuits. Need coil and plate. So coil just need copper, and then we just need plate to run up. And then the idea here is that we'll just run these things right up like this, I think. Then we plop output there. And then this belt will be insert on both sides. That's the copper belt. No, that's the top belt. This would be the circuit belt. That's the copper belt over there. That's where we produce the circuits. Then we need plate to come up from that side. So we have a plate coming up there to there. I need this to be here actually, because unlike version 0.11, I think, where the bell actually pushes things off into the area next to it, these version now, so I put one here that is not enough to cover all that. So let's just put them everywhere. So these all have power. These all have power. So we need, so this is our 4 belt here. Just make sure that it line up. It does. So there'll be another belt there. The reason I do 4 is that because these things can span 4 things. Well, it can span 5 actually, but 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. Span 4 things, and then the other belts can go right there. Right. So that stuff has not changed. This is the belt here. So for this one we are splitting the iron off. That's not what I meant to do. Splitting the iron off there and merge it back in like that, so it get a little bit more balance. So that is our plate coming up here for that. And then we need this copper ore, so let's go and do that there. Split that there. And these things take 1 plate for 2 for 2 copper coil. So I think that is sufficient. I don't know, we'll have to look at the ratio in a little bit. That's our copper coming through. Now we should have circuits being made over there. And then this can continue that way. And then whatever else there can just continue that way, but we don't have anything there yet. So yeah, we have circuits there now, and really dark. Everything really dark. So let's put some lights in. There you go. It's interesting because, well, interesting is probably not the right word, but I'm so used at looking at this dark screen that I don't think anything of it. But I assume that if you watch it on YouTube, it's probably a little quite dark right now without all the lights. Then maybe we'll pave this area something nice, and then we can do something about it. Okay, so that's 28 minutes of building copper and circuits. So the first thing that we'll use circuits, I think, is to make inserter. To make inserter, we need to make circuit, gear wheel, and plate. So we have plate coming up right here. I might actually just loop this around to use this, and then use. So let's go ahead and break this out. Actually, let's run our power line first. That would be smart, because I want to not obstruct the power stuff. Okay, so that's fine. So what I'm doing is to bring the circuits up, and then we need gear, which can be make out plates. So I've put a thing here. Let's just run the belt down this way first. And some of these are obviously not optimal right now because we're making it difficult to expand, but we'll deal with that later, I think. So I do that there, that there. And of course I have a problem with that. Oh, we'll make the belt go zigzaggy a little bit, just for the sake of the power being straight. Oh no, that's where the power goes. That's where it's straight. So the belt's fine. Oh, except it doesn't actually power the thing we want it to power. That's fine. So here we're making inserter. Of course we can't because we need automation 2 to make inserter. So that's just a placeholder, and then of course our sign has probably stopped because we have not fed it with plates. So let's feed it with plate. Let's feed some more of these plates down there. Put our gun in this chest, the things that we don't use. Now of course the next thing is to automate signs. Completely forgot about that. We could have got all that stuff researched by now, but we didn't. So we can't do that. However, we know what it needs, and what it needs is gear wheel over here, and then it needs circuit, plate, gear wheel, and then we'll just plop it down in a chest somewhere. Later, what we'll do is we'll build a better area of producing all these things. This is what to do, where we can figure out the exact ratio and all that good stuff. So for now, let's just stick that in there. Just have 2 stack of inserter, that's fine. We won't be able to do anything until we get automation 2. So what I'll do is I'll pause the recording and wait until we get the automation 2, and just work on that, and then we'll build the inserter and call it, and then we'll call it an episode. So I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, so we finally finished research automation 2, which allow us to build this blue assembling machine here, the assembling machine 2. So what is the next step? We have a whole bunch of things that we can't quite research yet, because have different prerequisite. Couldn't research turret, which we probably should. Wall for defense. Better shooting damage and speed. Let's just research turret. Now, while I was waiting for the sign to finish, I did a couple things. First off, I went and add more burners over here so that we can start balancing that belt out a little bit. And also I start my little bit of stockpile of plates and gears and things. Just a little bit, not much, but should be enough for us to build things when we need to, so we don't have to build things from scratch. For example, I was building those things by hand. Okay, so we finished that. So now we can go to laser turret, the gun turret damage. For laser turret we need red, green, and then military sign pack. We don't know what to do that, how to do that quite yet. So let's go and research the stuff that we can, which is wall. Okay, so this thing here, let's plop that thing in there. Now we can build inserter, because these things only have 2 inputs. This thing have 3. So now we have inserter make automatically. Now we can just go here and pick up inserter when we need to. We used to have belt made automatically. I think we may have picked that up. So now we should build a little thing that make belt automatically. Let's go over here to check real quick. Let's take a little light over here. Let's build ourselves manually a couple of these. And then maybe a couple more of those. A couple more of these. Because I want to be able to fill this thing out a little bit. That. Okay. Because before the iron ore was insaturated because we did not smelt them fast enough. So this, we will do the same thing here. And we go right there. So let's do the same. Oh, we've just finished that. Steel processing. Yeah, let's go to steel processing. We need that anyway. Let's put one of these things. Some more. More of these. A couple more of these. Pull. And then a couple more of these. I don't think it really matters where we put these. Okay. Build one more of these. Just to balance things out. Of course, now we don't have enough iron mining to handle this furnace. So we can definitely build some more iron mining. Then our factory will grow. Then the next step would be to scrap this tiny research setup and have a better one, so that we can research faster. I guess I should just run power right down here. Yeah, let's do that. That way I don't have to worry about having things everywhere. So now our pollution should be worse. Oh yeah, and the radar will scan out more of this area. Oh, there we can see some red dot. That would be our friendly biter base. Or not so friendly. If our pollution get there, then they will start tracking back the pollution to its source and start um, to come attack us. So before that happen, we should make a plan to build defenses. Like I said, I like to take things slow. And again, this is probably not the most efficient way to use this. I'm just doing this to sort of balance the belt out a little bit. It's in line with what I was talking about, taking things slow. Because right now, as you can see, only one of these mining drill is working because the other one is being all blocked up. Probably the same with the well, no, these are both working. All four of those up there are working because these things smelting them faster than they could the ore could arrive. Alright. So now we have a nice line of things. What I also want to do is actually, we can make iron chest now, so let's do that instead of the Measy, the old oh man, put this right here. What I want is just have a small storage of circuit board. So that when I need to get them for things, I can just take them from there. Okay, so there is our first little base. We have 100 things in there, a bunch of plates in there. There's copper plates over here, and our electricity production is still good. We produce 1.4 megawatts out of those two turbines, or steam engine. One is we can, with maximum we can put out 1.8 megawatts. And we only use up to 1.4. As you can see, the mining use the most over there, and that's probably not going to change too much until we start building science, and that's when we are going to use a lot of things. And but that will have to wait until the next episode because we have run out of time, and we need to stop before I play this for another hours. Again, one of those things I love to hate about a game. It is very, very addicting. I can just do this for ages. Well, until, you know, other things require attention. So one of these things, I wish it can tell me how many of these it can support. The steam is at 165 degrees Celsius, which is the max temperature, I believe. So, which means that we can attach more of these. I don't know exactly what the ratio are. I have to look that up. But for now, these two are enough to power our base, and we can. I'm pretty sure we can add more. And we need to mine these coal out over here so we can have room to expand and not have to worry about running zigzaggy pipes and things. Yeah, there is our mega base. We are producing tiny little bit of stuff. We have a lot of circuits being produced. And we almost filled this chest with well, the allotted portion of that anyway. Oh, one stack. And our copper is sort of holding up, I think. Yeah, it's actually holding up. This one is not fast enough, so this one completely stopped working, which is okay. Alright, while we do that, let's look at this blueprint. Let's go ahead and blueprint that. And let's choose the icon off. Oh. There you go. Oh, and we just finished some research. So now we can research solar energy. Require that though. But I think that is, well, there's a bunch of, let's craft some armor. Research some armor at least. Oh, and that stop the blueprint production. Okay, so let's change the icon to that. Let's change the name to green circuit. And then we can, oh, there's a light in there, that's fine. Save that. Now we can sort of plop it down so we know where it is. Cool. So let's look at our blueprint library. Can I track this in here? Oh yeah, look at that. So we have green circuit. Okay. Then I think I can track this over here. Then make it available to all the different games. Very cool. So that way when I start up a new game, I can just go and pick this up and use it. Let's put our blueprint back in here. We don't quite need it in there yet because we don't really need to be able to do anything with it. Anyway, so that is that. We produce a bunch of circuits. Inserter. Oh, and we took away out piece that does belt, but we'll put it back at some point, maybe next episode. Thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day. Bye bye.